The government calls Cassandra Ventura. How old are you?
38.
What is your work?
Musician and entertainer.
How long were you with Sean?
10 years.
Before we jump in, this content is intense. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. Nothing you're about to hear has been twisted or taken out of context. These are the raw, word-for-word statements made by the prosecution and Cassie Ventura herself in a federal courtroom on May 13, 2025. Some language has been censored to keep things YouTube safe, but the truth is still brutal.
Did you get in arguments?
Yes, it would result in dragging.
What else did he do?
Me in the head if I was down.
How frequently was he
Too frequently.
What follows is a dramatic voiceover of Cassie Ventura's Day 2 testimony in the high-profile trial of Sean Diddy Combs. This was all pulled straight from the courtroom notes by Inner City Press on X.com. No fluff, no spin, just what was actually said under oath. Every party remains legally presumed innocent, but what you're about to hear, you might never forget. So here it is. Cassie takes the stand. Today, the government calls Cassandra Ventura.
I would get black eyes and
Let me show you a video. Where is this?
the Intercontinental in Los Angeles. It was after a freak-off.
What does that entail?
The hiring of an escort, setting it up.
Boom. The tension hit immediately. The defense jumped up with an objection before she could even speak. The judge stepped in, instructing the jury to disregard that last response. Then came the heat. Were you able to express your concerns to him at this moment? The prosecutor asked. Again, another objection. The defense wasn't having it. The judge ordered the question to be rephrased, but then the prosecutor pressed, "Why would you talk to him gently?" And just like that, the room froze. Everyone knew this wasn't going to be a regular day in court.
How did you feel when he first asked for it?
Confused, nervous. I wanted to make him happy.
Did you agree to one when he first proposed it?
Yes. Then there were more. It wasn't something I wanted to do, at least not that frequently.
Were there freak-offs where you ran out of baby oil? That's an actual question that was asked in federal court. As soon as it left the prosecutor's mouth, the defense jumped in, objection, claimed it was irrelevant. But the prosecution wasn't backing off. They went straight into the next one. You also mentioned Astroglide. Boom, another objection on the same grounds. The judge had heard enough and called for a sidebar.
I didn't know what no could turn into,
What do you mean?
making him angry.
What were you afraid would happen if you said no?
That he had materials,
What did you give the government?
laptops.
I've handed up GXB. Do you recognize it?
After some hushed legal talk, they came back and picked up right where they left off. We were just talking about Astroglide. How was it used? The air got thick, then another curveball. Did you want to be on? Objection. The defense claimed it was already asked and answered. This time the judge shut that down.
Yes, I've reviewed this drive. It has communication and documents pertaining to Mr. Combs.
Did you review photos on it?
Yes,
What's this photo?
me in 2004 with Carrie Morgan.
When did you sign with Bad Boy Records?
2006.
Overruled. Right then, the tension was unreal. The prosecutor fired again. At this moment, objection, the defense wasn't letting a single sentence slide. Then came the kicker. Who, if anyone, cut off mid-question. Another objection flew in, this time for assuming facts not in evidence.
It was a 10-album deal.
Did you release any after late 2006?
No,
Who's in this photo?
Kim Porter. She was Sean's ex from before me and the mother of his children.
But the moment that made the courtroom shift, did you ever reach out to an escort? Silence. That question landed. The heat in that room couldn't be ignored. Before Cassie could even get the full sentence out, bam! The defense snapped with another objection. The judge didn't waste time and hit back with, "The jury will disregard that answer." Court took a brief break after that moment, but the second they came back, it got real.
Where did you celebrate your birthday in this photo?
In Las Vegas. Carrie Morgan was there too. We're out on his patio on my 21st birthday, VMAs.
What happened then?
Sean kissed me in the bathroom. I ran back to my hotel. I told Carrie.
When you got back to New York?
The prosecutor leaned in and said, "Let me show you the video." That's when the hallway footage came up on screen. Everyone's eyes locked in. The prosecutor asked, "What are you doing?" Then came the follow-up. "What is Sean doing?" You could hear a pin drop. Cassie looked frozen, but just as the tension peaked, the judge shut it down.
I'd visit him at the Trump Hotel in Columbus Circle. His apartment was being renovated.
What were you doing with your music career?
trying to come up with a concept. Sean called all of the shots.
What is the age difference between you and Sean?
17 years.
How did you feel when Sean invited you to hotels?
Nervous, excited, like we were going to talk about music. He introduced me to...
That's enough for today, the judge said sharply. That was the cliffhanger no one saw coming. So, what's your take on what Cassie just revealed? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and stay tuned. We're back tomorrow when Cassie picks up right where she left off.
At the time, what did you think?
That we were spending a lot of time together. I thought we were monogamous.
Was it made public?
No, I was his artist. Also, his family, his children.
Who was linked to him publicly?
Kim Porter.
How did Sean treat you at this time?
We had fun.
What was his lifestyle like?
He had all these assistants. He could get things done. He traveled quite a bit.
What's this photo?
Sean and I at a strip club in New York, like 2007 or 2008. Halloween.
How did Sean's moods vary?
Day to day.
When it swung, could you describe it?
Anger, zoning out.
How did it impact you?
Greatly. The next thing I knew, I was getting hit in the face. There was also psychological... No.
Did you see other men?
Yes.
Did Sean see other women?
Yes. He said, I am Puff Daddy. I was insanely jealous.
Did you move to LA with him?
Yes. He wanted to be close to his kids who were there.
Where did you live in LA? By whom?
Sean.
How many songs did you write while with Sean?
Hundreds. Most were never released. Some got leaked on the internet, some on mixtapes.
How many albums on your deal were not released?
He told me to work out, prepare for the freak-offs.
How did you feel about his comments?
It varied.
What else did Sean pay for?
Cars.
Did he give you cash?
Yes, but he would take things away depending on how he felt.
Who was your manager at Bad Boy Records?
James Cruz.
What did he tell you?
That he was managing me with one hand tied behind his back. He had to check everything with Sean.
How did you make money if your records weren't being released?
I did hosting parties when Sean approved them. I didn't understand it.
Did you visit Sean in Miami?
Yes, I went with Carrie Morgan in Dallas, Austin.
What did you and Sean do together?
He gave me blue dolphin on a boat. However long I was being punished for.
How often were you in contact with Sean's staff?
Daily.
Who are in these photos?
Christina Courtroom and Ms. Fletcher.
What did you call Ms. Corum?
KK.
And who's this?
D-Rock. 9.
Did you get paid for them?
No. The freak-offs became a job. There was no time to do anything else but do them, then try to recover.
How much time in your week would freak-offs take?
The longest was 4 days. Significant periods of time.
What comments did Sean make about your physical appearance?
That I looked too Mexican with my hair like that.
How did he like your nails?
White, French tipped.
Hair?
It varied. I shaved my head in 2009.
Your body? Had you once before taken unintentionally?
Yes.
How did you take it unintentionally?
It was in Gatorade.
When you took it intentionally with Sean, how did it feel?
Like rolling. 875 Comstock Avenue.
How tall was the building?
No more than 17 floors.
Where did Sean live?
200 South Mapleton. Sean would use a golf cart to get back and forth.
Who paid your rent in LA?
Sean, except when I had the house in Studio City.
Why'd you pay then?
I could afford it then, and I wanted to have some control. It was accepted. D-Rock came in and said Suge was down at a diner. Sean drove over there.
What was your reaction?
I cried, said don't do something stupid.
Were you ever handed a gun?
Yes. We were going to a club in downtown LA. We'd taken mushrooms. I was high. I was told to put the gun in my bag. I was freaking out.
Who was present?
A driver, security, and Sean. Another time I saw them get dressed and grab guns and leave in an SUV. He was Sean's security.
How frequently were you in Sean's residences?
All the time.
Did they all have safes?
Yes.
What did you observe in them?
Cash, jewelry, cameras, and videotapes.
What else would he take away?
My self-confidence.
Who would take things away?
Staff. I assume staff. He'd tell me to watch my mouth, change my face.
How would he keep tabs on you?
We didn't live far apart. He'd send security to come find me, or a trusted assistant.
Like who?
David James, Christina Corum.
Was your relationship exclusive? We were just talking about Astroglide. How was it used?
Lubricant.
If you ran out, what would you do?
We'd call either staff or the bell desk, give them a tip.
Were the freak-offs lit?
Initially, it was a candle, strong smelling, Glade.
Any other use of candle wax?
A few times poured on my body.
Who set the temperature of the room?
Sean, I was expected to do freak-offs on my period.
Did you want to do that?
No.
Did you want to be urinated on?
In New York, LA, Miami, and Alpine, New Jersey.
Do you recall an incident between Sean and Suge Knight?
Yes. We were having a freak-off in LA.
How long were they gone?
30 or 40 minutes.
Let me switch topics. How soon into the relationship did Sean mention to you?
First 6 months or a year.
How old were you?
22.
Why did you agree to try a freak-off?
Good question. I wanted to make him happy.
Where was the first freak-off?
One of his homes in Los Angeles.
Who is this?
The first escort.
Do you know his name?
No.
I'll call him the first escort. Were you aware he was paid?
Yes. To dance and to have intercourse with me.
How long were you awake during the freak-offs?
I never slept. I took drugs, ecstasy and Molly.
Do you recall all of the freak-offs?
That would be impossible.
Did you want to stop? Did you ever reach out to an escort independently?
No.
Did you ever not use an escort who arrived?
One couldn't perform, so Sean sent him on.
What was a safe escort?
Not a cop, and someone who'd not run and tell everyone about their experience with us.
Why not a cop?
I learned this whole situation was not legal.
How did Cash get there?
Security, or he brought it himself.
The escort Dave. Do you know his real name?
Clayton Howard.
Who is this? Photo shown to witness.
Daniel.
What service did you use?
A dancer service.
Do you recognize Jules?
Yes.
In what cities did you have freak-offs with Jules?
New York, Los Angeles, Vegas.
Do you know his last name?
No.
Who's this?
I knew him as the Punisher.
Did you use at every freak-off?
Yes. I need to disassociate and become emotionless.
Who else used drugs at freak-offs?
Sean did. Sometimes the escort.
What other did you use?
Special K, GHB, mushrooms.
I'll read Sean's parts of this email. You read yours.
When should I take the thing? When will you be there?
Pausing you there, what did you mean?
Drugs.
I took mine. I'm flying. What does he mean?
He's high.
Why did you take more drugs?
To not be present with the experience.
Why?
Because it was something I hated.
How did you react to ecstasy and MDMA?
It could make me vomit.
What would he say?
To continue.
Did you want to continue to have intercourse when you wanted to vomit?
No.
How does GHB make you feel?
Drunk, tipsy.
Cocaine?
Makes my heart race. I'm not a huge fan.
Mushrooms?
The walls come alive.
Ran out? How did you know who to reach out to?
Sean would tell me.
During the session, how would you know to move to the next step?
Sean.
What would happen after the escort on you?
Sean would want it body in the next room.
Did you do that?
I did.
Where?
Usually.
Did you want to do that?
No.
How did you feel?
I was an object, being heavily objectified by men. Sometimes he would watch by FaceTime.
Were some sessions recorded on your devices?
Because they were there.
If you saw them on your device, what would you do?
I would delete them.
Why?
They were disgusting. I never wanted anyone to see them.
Were Sean's devices used sometimes?
Yes. I asked him to delete them.
Did he?
I don't know.
Did you ever leave a freak off before it was over?
Yes. At the Century City Intercontinental, I finally had a premiere coming up and I didn't want to mess it up, but Sean hit me.
At what point did Sean hit you?
Between sessions.
What happened next?
I got to the elevator. Next thing I knew, I was thrown to the ground.
Who threw you down?
Sean. He grabbed me by my neck and my hoodie.
Let me show you the video. What was a session in a freak off?
Until the escort finished.
How many sessions with the first escort?
At least 2.
How did you feel?
I was high, so I didn't feel much. Dirty and confusion.
How frequent did the freak offs become?
Weekly for a consistent amount of years.
When was your last one?
2017, 2018.
What are you doing?
Trying to use the hotel phone.
What is Sean doing?
Taking my phone and my bag. I really need to.
Why did you write that?
Because I wanted to be with him.
I'll read Sean's messages. You read yours. You don't want to do anymore?
I'm so predictable.
What did you think this meant?
That he knew I didn't want to do the freak-offs anymore, but then I backpedaled.
Why?
To not make him angry.
What drugs did you take?
Ecstasy and alcohol before things started.
Did you disguise your appearance?
Sean said we would disguise ourselves. I wore a masquerade mask. Yes, I was humiliated. I didn't have those words then. I couldn't talk to anyone about it.
Did you tell him you didn't want to?
Yes, I brought it up gently. I didn't want him to just do it with someone else.
Were you able to express your concerns to him? Why would you talk to him gently?
I didn't want him to be angry.
What is this?
Email between me and Sean.
What did you call him?
Pop, pop.
Why?
He asked me what I called my grandfather. I did it, but now I think it was disrespectful.
What did you write?
He could be violent.
Where'd you get your outfit?
Pleasure chest elsewhere.
Did you get piercings?
Yes, Sean came with me.
Which of his homes did you have freak-offs in?
Miami, New York.
What other homes?
My homes, all but Studio City.
In what other cities?
Atlanta, Ibiza. No, I did not want it.
How did it feel?
It was disgusting. It was too much. I choked. No one could think I wanted it.
Why were you choking?
Too much in my mouth.
Who else it on you?
Sean.
Did you want Sean to it on you?
I didn't want anyone to hate on me.
How often did it happen?
Often enough.
Which hotel charged the most for damage to the room?
The Intercontinental in New York. They redecorated the whole room for ridiculous money.
Back to the nation. Why didn't you say no?
It was obvious I didn't want to be on the ground being hated on by two men.
Where did you find escorts?
Initially, Craigslist.
Ms. Ventura, in what cities did you respond to ads on Craigslist?
In New York.
Did you respond to ads on Backpage as well?
Yes.
Who directed you to communicate with escorts? In what hotels in New York did you have freak-offs?
Trump, Gramercy.
Intercontinental?
44th Street, yes.
Elsewhere?
Mandarin Oriental, Fontainebleau.
What names were used?
Jackie Starr I used. Frank Black.
What supplies were used for freak-offs?
Astroglide, baby oil, condoms.
Who brought the supplies?
Security, Sean's assistants.
Which brand of baby oil?
Johnson's.
How was it used?
Sean said, "You need to be glistening,"
Were there freak-offs where you ran out of baby oil?
and that he was happy with me.
Why did you feel you couldn't say no?
I didn't want to make him angry or upset after he'd shared this part of himself with me.